Oh, we weren't live?
We're still not setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. The bar. You thought we were live the whole time. You're like, man, that was my best stuff. Done. Okay. Grabbing the link. Sending you the link. We are live. Okay. And then let me copy the. So I guess I'm going to start share window. Is the There's a YouTube plugin too, right?
What a YouTube plugin? You mean on the App Store? There is, but I don't know. Like I have it. Oh, I guess you can play stuff. YouTube wants to start playing sessions together. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That I didn't mean to do. Yes, there's a YouTube plugin. Long story short. How do I get out of this?
That's interesting. What happened there? The outline of my screen is blue. Is that you?
Yeah,
Is that
you
me?
don't see what I see?
It would be 9:44.
Whoa.
This clock is 7 minutes ahead, and it's a digital clock on
Hold on, give
an
me a
iMac. I
second,
don't know
dude.
why it's so ahead. It's not even synced properly for some reason.
You don't see what I see? You don't see a basketball court. You're muted. I
Okay, hold on. Dude, I opened up so many windows at the same time. I was like, where am I? Okay, let me quit out of messages. Oh, join. Allow. Join. Oh,
You see a basketball court now? You're muted again.
it's loading. Oh yeah.
Okay, so I just plucked that. So when I added the YouTube on the app from the Zoom App Store, that came up as like the first suggestion. I don't know why, but it came up as the first. Oh, I guess because the fun. Yeah, there you go.
9 hours. 9 hours? It can't be 9 hours. Oh,
Well,
this is election.
he just sits there and he's doing exactly what you said.
Telling you there's a market, dude. They're looking for
And
light, man. They're looking for some hope.
is this election night?
I wanted to put on the live one though. I'm just gonna share my screen. Is that all right? Oh, okay. Join.
That's fine.
Because this seems a little clunky, right? Like it may not. Yeah, let's just do the
Didn't
tradition.
somebody sue Poly Market because they claimed that people went on Poly Market and predicted the election, and so that caused Trump to win? I thought there was that lawsuit somewhere. Oh, by the
Yeah,
way, my phone did finally connect to the internet. Just crisis averted.
good, good. I'm happy for you, Raleigh. I had a buddy that did some gambling stuff. I mean, they whatever. Even if they sued him, he'd made so much money, I'm sure.
No, like they were suing Poly Market because they said because Poly Market predicted the election for Trump, everybody voted for Trump. You didn't see that?
We can bring it
Uh,
up. I'll bring it up. We can after this guy.
okay. I mean, I'm trying to remember if that's actually what happened, but
Monday is going to be a negative, and at a certain point, they're going to have to start to recover.
are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, you don't see it?
Now I do. It's loading.
What
The
the hell?
verdict with Ted Cruz. Oh, I've seen this podcast.
No, 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 no. I wanted to just do the depressed ginger. But
A part 3, a part 4, if I wanted to, just because there's so much shit about that. I'm gonna do a video.
okay, well, I guess we already kind of talked about just the whole format. Can I double dip? I'll do one more, and then you're gonna share.
We're gonna have 3 YouTubes going at once.
No. I'm gonna replace this. Okay. I don't know which one he's going live on recently because he's trying to get like 2 different. Let's see his videos. He was on Fox actually.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, he interviewed Colonel McGregor.
It took me like a whole second. It took me like several seconds to remember who that was. That was a while ago, wasn't it?
Okay,
I feel
one
like you're
day.
distracted.
No. I wanted to bring up something more recent. He's pushing this channel, the LV Nation. Which one should I click on? You want to pick one?
I'm reading them. Just give me a second. Trump nukes the IRS.
Which one is that?
The one you just had your mouse on.
Oh, sorry. Down here it said Trump makes, and I wasn't looking at the thumbnail. Okay. Why is it taking so long?
Because our technology is shit.
Yeah.
Because we've got old crap that we can't afford to replace.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, this is breaking news, and this is big news. A lot of people were waiting for this to happen, and we got to talk about it. President Trump is cutting the IRS workforce by 25%. It is happening as of this weekend. I could read you the articles, but before I do, tariffs are the reason why eventually Donald Trump plans of cutting the IRS by more than the 75% that will be left from their workforce. Yeah, this is not a joke. This is real. Ladies and gentlemen, like we have the articles right now. I got to read it to you because this is huge breaking news. IRS starts laying off 20,000 workers as it eliminates civil rights office to begin with. What the hell? We have a civil rights IRS office? What? Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Internal Revenue Service began making sweeping cuts of its workforce on Friday. The agency's leadership sent an email to the staff on Friday, and among first to go will be the employees of its civil rights office. Reuters previously reported that more than 20,000 staff would be cut, which is a source familiar with Friday's announcement confirmed, saying 20 to 25% of the tax collecting agency's workforce would be targeted. And now we're at 25, with 75% remaining. Now, why is this a huge deal? Well, this is a huge deal because of Trump's plans. Trump plans on using these tariffs to make America richer, right? We're no longer going to be the consumers. We're going to be the manufacturing. We're going to be rich. That's what Trump said. And by being rich, you get to eliminate finally, right? Because we have Doge and those checks of all that money that we're going to get back. But now we have something to look forward to by not being taxed because America is bringing in so much money that these taxes that we're paying right now on everything is pretty crazy. Hopefully property taxes go too, but this is huge. So the start of the layoffs and civil rights offices elimination were the first reported by the Washington Post. The cuts are part of a major overhaul of the federal workforce that has already cost more than 200,000 workers their jobs. President Donald J. Trump and billionaire Elon Musk will leading the reshaping and downsizing of the government. Downsizing of the government. The IRS, and I quote, the IRS has begun implementing a reduction in force that will result in staffing cuts across multiple offices and job categories. An internal human resources email was sent to all the staff on Friday. It's happening. It's real. You know who's melting down about this, ladies and gentlemen, he's not happy about this at all. And I gotta show you because apparently he got on camera and is putting on a show as if this guy is not the worst person in the world to say this, right? We're talking about Obama. Obama got on camera and he started melting down about this, which is just so wild to me. Because this guy is literally one of the. Again, I'll play it for you. I'll play it for you right now.
Imagine if I had done any of this. Let me just. I just want to be clear about this. Imagine that.
And he died.
Imagine if I had pulled Fox News's credentials from the White House press corps. You're laughing, but this is what's happening.
Yeah, so him and Kamala decided to come out, especially after this news about the IRS, decided to come out and try to, because yes, the stock markets are not looking too good right now because of the reshaping of the government.
Yo, we don't have to watch the whole thing. Did you comment? I wasn't sure.
I did. I made a joke when it froze. I said, and he died. But
Oh. Okay, all right.
can you
all right.
hear me
Anyways,
okay?
Yeah, I can hear you all right. It is lagging though, so let me stop the share. I'm hearing like a fan in the background.
Yeah,
What's that?
that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, I sleep with a box fan because my sleeping is so bad.
It's
So,
all good.
and I
Good.
usually just sit in bed like 3 hours before I go to bed with the box fan on, blowing in my face. I'll tell you what I'll say to that. That's what they elected that man to do.
Hey, so not bad, Lou Valentino. Would you say he's on the MAGA, on the Trump train?
I would say that for sure.
Awesome. I tweeted it out. There's a little feedback.
With me?
My side, I hear my echo.
I would definitely say that, but I would also say in response, when he said, imagine if I did any of that. And it's like, well, they elected you to make those changes, man. You were the change candidate.
He destroyed the video. Okay. Still getting feedback. Is my you? No. I'm gonna check some window open. What if I have our open? Still? Hello? Did that?
Hello.
Nope. I hear it.
I can't hear you.
Yeah. I saw. No,
I can hear it when you talk. I can hear it, but it all sounds like it's over on your side.
testing one. Still echo. Why is it? Okay, whatever. Why didn't you share the YouTuber now?
You're going in and out.
Okay, my mic. Something must be off.
It's like your
Audio.
connection is slow. Do you have something running in the background?
Let me mute it. Not on the computer.
No, I mean on your computer. Do you have like a video or some...
No. I closed everything.
It just must be like that rush hour in the evening.
I'm gonna switch to phone. Can you hear me now?
I can, but now it sounds like you're echoing. It sounds like there's a.
Okay, I turned off the laptop. What the hell?
Even though I can, now you're fine.
Okay, is that? But I still hear myself.
You're kind of going in and out still.
It must be my. Okay, this can't be helping. So let me quit from the laptop. Oh no, that would end the live stream.
Do y'all have Google Fiber in San Jose?
No.
All right, stop. What do you want?
Okay. We see hosts. Are you sure you don't have the live open?
I just turned it off. I mean, I just turned off the video I had open.
Hello? I still hear my. Share something.
You want to try recalling me?
Yeah, but won't that be live?
Just go live again.
Oh, okay. I can throw you out, bring you back in. Or you want to leave and then reconnect. Let's try that.
Okay.
Hello. Hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Good.
How's that?
You're still kind of lagging, but I guess good so far.
Yeah, the echo's gone. Let me close messages, dude. Freaking computer so slow. Okay, host tools. You can share. So you want to share, you're going to share some YouTube or clip. Your pleasure.
I don't really have anything picked out.
What about a YouTuber? You know, okay, like a common question from people is, what are your podcasts? What do you watch? So like, what's in your rotation? How about that? Just in your, not that you have to share your history, but.
Nerdrotic.
Okay, you keep talking about Nerdrotic, so put on something from Nerdrotic, dude.
It's just, I don't think it's going to be something that,
Is what, topical?
well, yeah, topical, but not, what? Now my internet's, hang on.
Maybe the whole internet's down right now. It's just slow, you know?
Maybe the aliens have attacked and it's all crumbling. Maybe that's what that banging sound was outside.
And you're here with me. How sweet.
I am in the last days of life on Earth.
Oh, dude, I really got to clean up, man. It's the hardest thing in the world for me, dude, is to just like get rid of junk. Like I have I have this nice cot here, like a side lounge thing, and it's all full of junk.
Just get a trash bag. and just shove it in there. Just get like 2 trash bags.
I've done that before. Yeah, it kind of works, right? You got to start somewhere.
That's what I do. When it just gets too junky, I don't have like valuables or other than like my computer and like a few other things. Like I just pick up all the clothes, and then if there's just junk, I just
You know what, dude? I'm gonna do that because it's a pile of like USB cables, random like old t-shirts, like extension cords, like a phone, weird type of phone holder. I'm just gonna get a big trash bag right now.
Okay.
Oh, are you starting?
So much for being here and to see this is
Well,
really
I don't have to.
I don't know. Go. I thought you were still like looking.
I thought while you were doing that, we would play a video.
Perfect. I love it, dude. See, Raleigh, you're so kind there.
on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
You're ugly, you're disgusting. You get help, you narcissistic.
The lead actress in Disney's Snow White remake has been brought right back down to earth after making some very tone-deaf comments that haven't translated well amid the horror opening weekend of the movie.
God. Gonna financially recover.
.com.
Sorry, haters, Disney's Snow White movie is apparently good. Rachel Zegler is a shining supernova in Snow White. I may regret saying this, but Snow White is solid. And that regret came instantly, Paul Klein from Filmhound magazine, but don't feel bad because you're not alone. Considering the fact that it came along with all the other early reactions of Snow White, followed closely by that unfortunate Daily Beast article, which all aged like sour milk in the Mojave Desert. But I would like to thank you all for providing us with a lot of unintentional laughs, because Snow White is a historic flop, and that's a good thing. But before we get to that, I'd like to welcome the over 1 million aliens out there, lovers of all things good, dislikers of all things bad, and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. Some may consider it in poor taste to dance on the grave of Snow White after its failure, keeping in mind that a lot of innocent people who had nothing to do with the culture war worked really hard on this. I am truly sorry you had to work on this. I hope you got paid really well, but we're going to do it anyway.
It's Hollywood.
There is a powerful lesson to be learned here, particularly with the decision makers in Hollywood. But since they've ignored the predictable failures of the very recent past, it's probably a waste of time, but let's give it a try. So let's roll this one out again, because as sure as the sun is going to rise in the east and set in the west, as sure as your dog is going to piss on your new rug, as sure as someone in Hollywood is going to bitch about Trump today, as sure as the Marvels was going to flop, as sure as The Acolyte was going to fail and then eventually get canceled, as sure as the Rings of Power Season 2 was going to underperform following its previous underperformance, leading to its boss getting fired. Everyone knew the 2-year slow motion train wreck that was Snow White was going to be a complete disaster, and the only question left was how
much more of it do you want to watch?
Oh, it's cool. As much as you want, I'm doing. I'm signing up where I can come back.
surprise of absolutely no one, including Disney, it descended past the lowest of expectations. Snow White is no mere box office flop. It is again a historic, cataclysmic, catastrophic, embarrassing failure for Disney and Hollywood. And you just hate to see it. But the good news doesn't end there, considering what movie put Snow White in second place in its second week. From the Hollywood Reporter, box office upset, blue collar drama, A Working Man.
Actually, I got one comment.
$15 million opening.
Hang on,
The dismal performance of Snow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is hurt related enough, but like when me and my
Shoot.
son watched what was the last Batman? Do you know where basically they revealed that his dad, like the reason what's the Batman story? Wayne, whatever, his parents get killed, right? And that is part of what inspires Batman. But in this remake, Wayne's father, Batman's father, like how does it go? He's being blackmailed. Like he's running for office and he's being blackmailed. And so then he ends up killing this guy. Like that's blackmailing. It's something weird. Like basically it casts his father as like not an upright citizen.
Yeah. I guess that was the most recent Batman, which was just called the Batman.
Yeah, and for my son, it was innovative. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool. It's a different take, you know? And for me, I was like, oh, that's the loss of something noble, you know? Yeah, it kind of pissed me off, right? Because it's like that's why I like Seven Deadly Sins. Like even though it's got the adult humor, like there's a clear good and evil. There's even one part that like shows maybe the good side, like the guy maybe has some issues or whatever. But like overall, I don't know. I just felt like they twisted up Batman unnecessarily. But continue on.
No, I mean, that's a fair take. And a lot of people, like some people get upset with the changes, and some people like the changes. I think, I think like every now and then you got to change some things. Um, but like, not to this degree where they did with Snow
Snow
White.
White in its second weekend is more bad news for Disney and Hollywood, and it puts the live action pick in official bomb territory after falling off a steep 66%. And I'm sure you will notice, dear viewer, how the Hollywood Reporter very subtly or not so subtly tries to make this something political. Middle America is taking charge of the box office because everyone in the big cities is going to see Snow White, where David Ayer's blue-collar drama A Working Man beat Snow White in a surprise upset with a better-than-expected domestic opening of $15.2 million from 3,262 theaters. That, I might add, is 1,000 fewer theaters than Snow White. And in second place, Snow White, which took in $14.2 million from 4,200 locations, a steep decline of 66% as the live-action update continues to be dogged by poor word-of-mouth, well-deserved, and controversial headlines over its titular star, Rachel Zegler. The film's domestic tally throughout Sunday is a muted $66.8 million domestically and $143.1 million globally. And now here comes admittedly a very weak attempt at some access media cope. However, Disney isn't waving the white flag of defeat, although they should, and says its movie could still avoid biting the poison apple because of rolling spring breaks over the next few weeks and little competition in terms of films targeting girls and females. Next week's Minecraft movie is expected to skew male. Well, I don't know about all of that, but what I do know is while little girls aren't going to see A Working Man, their moms are. And now for a heavy dose of reality. But the film's dismal performance in its second weekend is more bad news for Disney and Hollywood and theaters and puts Snow White in official bomb territory, considering its cost of roughly $370 million to market and produce. And why did we suddenly get an honest number from Disney with that
Dude, random mom
budget
drama.
for Snow White, including marketing, right
Hang
after
on,
that
just one second.
$180 million
What?
So my mom was calling me like, Rahul, are you home? So I had you on mute, right? And I was just like, yeah, I'm here. And then she said something else, right? And I thought maybe because, dinner, she's like, what's for dinner? So I was like, oh God, let me go. So I go check. And she's like, okay, she just went for a walk with my sister, which is a good thing, right? Fresh air and all that.
Yeah.
But it kind of gets her out of her depression, you know what I mean? Which is a good thing, okay? The side effects, so-called, like, have you heard this theory about why the psychotropic medicines are related to the assassins or whatever? Because the idea is that people are depressed, they go on these antidepressants, and then what the depression itself is kind of a shield. It prevents you from harming yourself, okay? So if you lift the depression instantly, then those thoughts of suicide someone may have been fighting, they give in to them. This is the theory, okay? So with my mom, she came back and she was feeling so good, right? That she felt like she could kind of like tell me how she's, like so she goes, I go down, right? And I go, yeah. She goes, you're here? I go, yeah, I'm here. I'm like, is everything okay? And she's like, she did this, your sister's here. Excuse me. She goes, your sister's here. She's visiting. She doesn't visit all the time. Her kids are here. Why not spend some time with her? And I'm like, okay. And then I was like, well, I'm on the phone. And my mom's like, oh, you're always on the phone.
Are you always on the phone?
No. But now maybe with the YouTube thing, maybe they're sensing that I'm occupied,
They're jealous.
Well, is Polly Pocket a little jealous too, maybe?
Absolutely.
Hey, get her a dog cam and let's put her in another seat. That would be hilarious, dude.
He wouldn't stay in it.
Well, oh no, that collar. Remember how I got the collar you showed me and I'm using it? I mean, I'm not using it now. Wouldn't that be hilarious if you could mount the phone to mirror her? She's like looking at the
Just-
phone in the middle of the. Oh, dude. Anyways, that wasn't bad. Nerdrotic, like the culture wars. Okay, does that that's gonna put it back on me, right? Tit for tat. Maybe we got time for one more. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know. I open up Chrome and my whole system slows down here. I guess we have to have these things queued up, but I don't know. That's kind of takes away the spontaneity of it as well. Oh my God, dude, this is so slow.
I do not want to get up and go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, sorry that Lou Valentino. I feel like that clip wasn't the best news in a sense, but it wasn't it echoing the same thing you were talking about.
It was.
Well, dude, you're in a talent department, so I think you know. Anyways, it'll whatever it is, dude. It's always you got to say God willing, you know. If God wills it, dude. One way or another, it's gonna
I
work
might
out.
find my religion in all this.
Hey, man, look, you got a great bunch of people now. You're making connections like no other, right? You got to admit that. So.
That's true.
Okay, let's see. I showed you Lou Valentino. Okay, have you heard of Lionel Nation? I keep telling you about him, Uncle Lenny.
Yeah, let's watch that. I keep wanting to watch some Lionel Nation.
Okay, perfect, dude. This guy rants and just whatever. So let me pull it up first. Maybe we should use the YouTube app now that we're just pulling, because I don't think it matters which Lionel Nation clip we see. So let me pull up the YouTube app. That might be less laggy, right?
Yeah, you have to. I think you have to. Do you have it already installed?
I thought the fact that I accepted it means it installed it on my side. Now I'm searching. There it is. Okay. Dude, I got all itchy throat. Why doesn't it show more recent clips? I don't understand. Like this is what bugs me. Can I just paste a URL?
Mm. You mean into the search? Just bring it up and share it. Yeah, it'll be laggy, but was my well.
Let me give it one more shot. Dude, this annotate button is right over the freaking okay, whatever. Oh, dude. 5 days ago, like he has something today, so that's the problem. It's stupid to watch, you know. I'll just do the screen share then, because I don't want to watch something old. That's not going to be very. You know what? Maybe if I can send you the link, it may work better that way. I think your computer's a little more capable in that sense.
Did you get cleaned up?
A little bit. I could do one more bag. Okay. You want to share that one? I just sent you. It's about Soros. I think it's perfect. Quite topical.
Were you getting lag from my computer?
No, yours was doing much better. I mean, I can't even, it takes 3 minutes to open up the Chrome browser on mine.
Oh, that is slow.
I guess, day or discussion of our lifetime. Well, the reason for it is simple. We're going to be doing something which we don't normally do, but we are going to do it this time. And that is to explain to you what something is versus what something appears to be. And that's kind of a favorite joke of mine. I like to say that. I always like to say things like, thank you for not for what you are, but for what you appear to be. It's kind of like a joke, but not really. I want to talk and spend some time specifically with you to explain what the hands-off meaning of show was, what it
Speed up the playback.
it mean, how does it mean, rather, and how you are not to worry about this. But this is a clarion call, a hands-on, absolute warning shot, not to President Trump. Why do I say this? He's not running again. That's the beautiful part about being a lame duck. You don't like Trump? Great, he'll be gone. They're not talking about the Republican Party. They're focusing in on Trump. They've even got the message wrong. See, this is George Soros. This is performative. This is astroturfing. This is a joke. This goes to show you how well organized they are, but it doesn't mean anything because Donald Trump isn't going to be here. They should be talking about J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
Conservatism, because this has no this has no anything because Trump can't run again. You see, term limits work to your benefit. Let me say this again. This was masturbatory, onanistic. It was, political self-pleasure. It was fine. People liked it. They liked it. They think that this is indicative of some kind of a message of something, but they don't understand what I know, what we know.
He just rambles on and on like this forever, dude. And then sometimes he'll hit it out of the park, and other times you'll be like, what is he talking about? But he's into aliens, though. I'll give you that. You'll catch him now and then go that direction.
Do you know what this hands off what? Who are the people? Did you see? In fact, my brilliant wife said this. She says, look at the people who were there. Where were the blacks, young folks, gays, the people that attended Trump rallies? Where is the transformative? Let me make it even simpler, George Soros. You got the biggest collection of Democrats ever to meet. Congratulations. Was this get out the vote? Did you have voter registration? No, it wasn't about voting. It wasn't about policy. It was about performative. Their whole thing is exclamatory. It is bleeding. It is screaming. It is yelling. It is TDS and scratching Teslas. And there's no they have no focus. This is why we will win. I will beat any army, any group, any force that doesn't have their heart in it, that doesn't have conviction as to a cause. I will always be able to beat somebody without a worldview. That is precisely what is going to happen. So sit back, my friends. This is going to be one of the most important times ever, and I mean this. It's a time to focus, realize what work is, what we have cut out for us, but also what needs to be done and what is critical as far as getting the message out. And now, this important message. Are you driving?
Okay, and these are his, you can skip through the whatever his typical plugs.
You're not alone. There's help.
But you can pause it. I mean, whatever. You can skip around. It's all up to you.
Fox News and others are into showing you. I'm sorry, but you got to understand this. They're used to showing you the event, but not what does it mean. What does this mean? What does this mean? It's like trying to explain. Weight loss. Is weight loss good? No. How about for a pregnant woman? No. How about weight loss of somebody who's 80 years old? No. I mean, this is sometimes you go, whoa, 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 whoa. There's no such thing as a reaction. Here's a crowd. Here's yelling. Here's screaming. What does it mean? What's the purpose behind it? And what are they trying to tell you? Now, this is what they're going to show you. Let me explain this to you. They're going to show you this right off that, okay? Let me see. Let me take you. Okay. Watch this. First, this is the most important. This is the image. This is from Boston, New York, Chicago, Portland, San Francisco, and San Diego, Idaho, Utah, and Oakland. What does this tell you? What is this reaction? What if I read this, and by the by, Howie Brown, thank you so much, Howie, gifted 10 Lionel Nation memberships. And Raul says, can Soros switch team and help Trump? Raul is the best. Raul will come up with something so interesting, right? He's always the first one in. Actually, he'll say, how high is up? And you'll think, I love this man. Thank you. Can Soros switch teams? Yes,
Is that
he can.
you?
Is he going to? No.
No. I know, right? It's so funny.
Thank
My
you.
namesake, Hispanic without the H.
What is this
Raul.
First, when you see this, what is this? What does that mean?
Dude, he gets super chats like you wouldn't believe,
it's not
dude.
To be cute. It's not. Thank you. It's not just what does this mean theoretically? Tell me, what does this mean? What does this mean? What is this in terms of you're in the White House and President Trump turns you and says, what does this mean?
Oh, and he
Like,
fights with his audience like
politics,
Mark, but to
policy,
another
or
degree.
politics.
He'll start beating up on his audience.
What are we talking about? What does that mean? That's critical. What about these events? This is New York. New York, you never see. You never see. Never. Not even parade. We didn't have parade. At least we say parade. Nothing. Is that good? Does that mean something? Is that critical? Probably. I think it's pretty good. Does that mean anything? Yeah. What about this? This is Chicago. I think this is Chicago. Hang on. I think this is Chicago. Yeah, this is Chicago. I think so. That means something, right? Okay, so you got to answer my question. What does that mean? What is that? What is the question Trump asked me? What am I supposed to do?
Hey, you want to watch this while I do a dinner prep for my parents, like 5 minutes?
Sure.
What am I supposed to be? That's the question. Now, don't answer the question of what you want to be true if you think, well, I don't want that to be important, so I'm going to say it doesn't mean something. Okay? What does that mean? Well, let me tell you about a couple of people here. And I don't know where this one was, but get a load of this. You're going to love this. This kind of gives you an idea of where these folks are, okay? And this is what I would do. I would use their words against them, frankly. Listen to one of the proud speakers of the message they're trying to put out, okay? Listen to this. This is not me. This is them. I'm an immigrant. I'm undocumented, or I'm an illegal. He's queer, unashamed, illegal alien. Okay, that's it. This is it. And what have you done for this country? My name is Rosa Hernandez Garcia. I am a mother, student, citizen, a veteran, homeowner. I'm an illegal immigrant and I'm queer. That's it. That's the message. That's the message. And of course, we can make jokes about eating them, but that's the message. You hear what I'm saying? That is the message. President Trump, understand that one message. This is all the people they have. Now, we're smart enough to put up a woman. My name is Rosa Hernandez, Ecuador, Escobar, Rodriguez. Okay, fine. Imagine being in the military and you got those old name tags. Anyway, what would we have? American citizen. That's Republican. This is their thing. Mr. President, that's their message. They got together to say we are lawbreakers, we are not heterosexual, and that's our message. Okay, fine. That is wonderful. Now, what about these organizations? What about these organizations? Let me explain to you this group of people, which is the most important. Okay, and I'm going to tell you about this, which is very, very important, very, very quick. And I did not know this until when was Occupy Wall Street? I don't know. 20. You remember Occupy? We had Zuccotti Park. That one we had those groups of people. Okay. There was a group of people, these folks, that I'm going to bring to your attention. And I was introduced to them, and they were called Atpor. The Fist in this group. Now, I never heard of these people. I had no idea who they were and what they did. But understand, this is very, very kind of interesting. 2011. See, I did not know that. Time means nothing to me. Atpor, it was a Serbian youth-led resistance movement founded in 1998 that played a pivotal role in the non-violent overthrow of Milosevic in 2000. All of it spook-based, all of it intel-based, CIA-based. Anytime you hear, it was a Serbian youth nonsense. It was an intel U.S. group, basically intel. Because remember, there is no CIA. Doesn't work. And they use humor and viral symbolism and the iconic clenched fist and tactics inspired by American theorist Gene Sharp. Did you know that? Atpor mobilized public discontent through protests, graffiti, civil disobedience. They had a decentralized, media-savvy approach. By the way, the decentralized is a problem, but very media-savvy approach because it became a model for uprisings around the globe. After Milosevic fell, Atpor evolved into Canvas, which is a group that, listen to me, trains activists in nonviolent resistance worldwide. Now, while it was hailed and heralded and celebrated and lauded by many people as champions of freedom, critics understand that this is all CIA, this is intel, this is whatever it is. This is what I'm trying to tell you is this is organized. Look at Maidan. Look at the orchestrated coup. Now, Laura Loomer. Let me say something about Laura Loomer. I cannot say enough about Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer is the submission hold you didn't think was a submission hold because everybody's screaming and yelling. Laura Loomer is the person they hate the most. So Laura Loomer is the person that I like. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. But if I'm doing something to you, if you and I are on the mat, like I did I told you my famous high school wrestling, I wrestled like one time and then shattered my lateral meniscus car. I don't even know how. I don't even remember. I just woke up one day. Anyway, but I think, who knows? But during my one workout, one time on the mat, I didn't know what I was doing. I kind of got involved. I just thought it'd be, anyway. Until I realized these mats smell and I'm in a gym. What am I doing? Anyway, but during the course of this, I did something, I think with my knee. I don't know what I did. Knee, my elbow. And this kid, we were brand new freshmen, redundant, but he was screaming. And the coach, I don't know who this guy was. He grabbed, never been pulled like this. He like pulled me off, like to save this kid's life. And he said, "No submissions." I said, "I didn't even know what I did, but it was good." This guy was like, ah. And people were saying, "Show me how you did that." I said, "I don't know what I did. It might have been my knee. I don't know." It's the Wahito hole. Remember that joke? Laura Loomer is that submission hole. Laura Loomer is the person who comes along and makes people say, "Aha." They don't like her. Good, go her, go. And they're trashing her. When Adam Schiff on the Senate floor, good, you go, girl. They're bringing out everybody to trash her. She's going to sue Bill Maher. But not only that, she's like this. There are these dogs that show aggression. Other dogs don't. Most dogs will only show aggression and then leave. Retreat is their thing. When you train dogs to be in crowd control or to find people, if you use the dog as a weapon, excuse me, you have to train them to not retreat. You want to be aggressive. Some have a particular propensity for violence or aggression, but those are the ones you need. You don't want them necessarily at home. The aggressive dog is a very rare dog. They can be made, but dogs normally are not aggressive. Laura Loomer is aggressive. And she doesn't do this and then retreat. She goes after you and enjoys it. She's going after Bill Maher now. She's gonna castrate this guy. She's gonna have Bill Maher's balls, maybe bronze, on a plaque in her den. I'm serious. Haven't we had den? We don't have. Now we have a man cave or whatever. I hope we don't have those. In any event, she is marvelous. John Wolf says, just getting on today. Did you speak of an actual organized call? Crowds on demand, Google it. Yep. Made specifically for protesting. They're paid. Oh, yes, absolutely. You are incredibly important. Yes, my friend. I've talked about this. They're a little bit different. Crowds on demand are right here. This is the group. I'm going to give you here's the link. And thank you so much for that. Crowds on Demand says, is your home for impactful advocacy campaigns, demonstrations, PR stunts. It says here, crowds for hire. Yes, you are correct. You can do this. We'll explain this in a moment. That's the link. Thank you, John. Good get. Good call. Good, whatever the hell you go. Okay. So we get these people together and we can do whatever you want. Now, I talked to some people before one time. I will never forget. I had a friend of mine and I've never seen anything like it. He knew too much. He could blend in. He had friends in organized crime, the boys. He knew about new trends, kids, Gen Zs, what they think, and he talked about how to get crowds together. And he said, I promise you something. If you want to get any kind of group together, people will love to be a part of something when you understand the crowd. Gustave Le Bon, the crowd versus the mob. Do you understand the difference? A crowd versus a mob. A mob is one thing, disjointed, disconnected, angry, violent, not very good. Crowd, Woodstock was a crowd. Riots are a mob. A mobocracy is called an oclocracy. So you can get these people together. So Laura Loomer, as I said, put this one up. These are a bunch of Palestinians showing up, ready for this? Showing up, I think in DC, and there they come off of these white buses. Now, do you see this? I don't know who these white buses are, but whenever there's an event, this is how I will tell you. I promise you when I tell you this. In New York, remember this. This is important. This is critical. One, you know it's going to rain when the Nigerians sell umbrellas on the corner. They're 100% correct. They know it's never been, if they're out, that's it. Number one. Number two, whenever there's going to be any kind of riots, you go down 11th Avenue in particular in Manhattan, and you look at on the west side in Hell's Kitchen, and you look at where all the car dealerships, they got everything from Bugatti to Lamborghini and then a Rolls Royce. They're all down the road. When you see the cars taken off of the showroom or plywood, but really, if the cars are moved, there's going to be a riot, guaranteed. And you don't see that too often, but that happened one time. That's during the George Floyd thing. And number three, this bus. You see this bus right here? Oops, hang on a minute. This bus, you will see these sometimes around Central Park or right around Clinton Park on West Side Highway, right there. They all line up by the horse stables. And these white buses, I don't know who they are, but whenever during the George Floyd things, during the George Floyd protest, I had one friend in NYPD Intel show me information on PDF files that their Intel had it, of how to make, this was Antifa, how to take frozen bottles of water and use it as a projectile. You get a frozen bottle, it melts, you find it later. What is it? I don't know. Cans of soup, a little bit harder. Very, very serious projectiles. Why? I don't know. We also saw during the George Floyd protests bricks that were on 57th, around 5th Avenue, Louis Vuitton and all that. They had these pallets of bricks, brickbats, projectiles, missiles. They were just dropped off to be used. And it is so organized and nobody will go any further. But these white buses, you see them. We saw them in New Jersey. We saw them around the what's that airport, Morristown or Morristown? You see these whenever there's any event. I don't know who this company is. It's like the planes that spray the geoengineering or solar radiation management. But watch this. This is Laura Loomer again, and these are these Palestinian protesters who all show up on these buses dressed appropriately in their keffiyeh and the like. There we go. They almost look like central casting, don't they? This Cossack is walking around. I don't know who he is. Maybe you got the wrong memo. See this?
Yeah, Trump sucks, right?
Look at this guy, huh? Yeah. Getting their orders. Yeah. They look legit, don't they? I like the Cossack dude. He's ready to. Central casting, my friend. The buskers. There they are. Performance artists. Performative. Yep, that's the way that goes. God bless Laura Loomer. She does not stop. Now, when you tell people this, people go crazy. They think you're just making this up. No, we've been telling you this for the longest time. Now, let me see if I can explain this to you. Let's assume, hypothetically, this is a thought experiment, that I've been called in to the president and I'm going to meet with him. I'm going to say, well, here's what it is. Remember,
So wait a minute. People are they're shipping in white buses for this shit.
Well, Soros, Rent a Riot, yeah. It's all, and then there's managers and supervisors. You get paid, how many heads you bring in, and all that type of stuff.
Oh my God, this is such a scam. Is this for the Tesla protest or like this was connected to those big protests he showed in all the cities, right?
Yeah, the hands off. Yeah. This is the so-called left. This is the smokescreen. Now,
When
look,
was this? When were these protests?
I think look at the date. Scroll up. I mean, he's talking. This is like this today or yesterday.
12 hours ago.
Right.
So he's talking about protests that were happening yesterday.
There you go. Yeah, it was in the San Jose Mercury today. I saw the front page or whatever.
Oh my God.
Okay, but for the YouTube audience out there, I want people to know this is where Bibi Netanyahu, I have a bone to pick, and Ben Shapiro, because they got alongside these protesters in the Arab Spring. It cannot be denied. So all of these POSs, okay, Soros, right? You think that would be, he's opposed to Israel, right? Netanyahu. But then Netanyahu and Soros are in bed together with this whole rent a riot when it came to Assad, and Erdogan and Netanyahu in bed together, Turkey and Israel. I hate to say it like that. Let's not say the people, right? Just the leaders. So-called leaders. They're not leading, right? What did Michael say? They appear like they're going forward, but they're walking backwards. He said it much better than that. But
they're not progressive, they're degressive. Regressive, yes.
Yeah. Reactionary is another.
and I would want to tell people like Elon Musk and others are really pushing back on this tariff thing. They don't like it. Are they pushing back because they think the world will be better? No, they're pushing back because they themselves are being better. They say, here's Milton Friedman. Milton Friedman doesn't like tariffs. Milton Friedman doesn't know shit about politics. Here's Tom Sowell. Tom Sowell's an economist. He doesn't know shit. Politics is what, I'm sorry, you would think the two are combined, but they are not. I'm into politics. If I don't win, it doesn't matter. If I don't win, all of my policies go nowhere. If I'm not in charge, I'm wasting my time. Politics is number one. And let me say this again, what these chidrulos don't understand is that the president cannot run again.
And just for the viewers out there, right? This isn't even about, it's politics versus economics. This is about Carl Menger, Carlmenger, the father of Austrian economics, okay? Mises was his student. Mises is not the be-all, end-all, you know? Our Pope, my Pope, is Antel Fekete, rest in peace.
In wrestling, you know what the term blowing up is? When you make your opponent lose all his energy, all his strength. During a shoot, for example, the real thing, if you're coming off a rope and you are, and the spot or whatever that you're supposed to do, if you could do like a full body slam, you know, when off the ropes, I have to jump so that you can take me and slam me over, right? I've got to help with you. I've got to jump so that all you have to do is just continue to pick me up as my momentum is going up and then slam me. And I also basically have to push off your shoulders. That's how Andre the Giant, that's how Harley Race and Hulk Hogan body slam Andre. You push off the shoulders, help with the momentum, and then you can do it. Now, if I want to be a complete geek, what I do is come off the rope and I just stop. but I've got all my weight. No matter what it is during a match, you can weigh 120 pounds. You weigh a ton because I'm not helping you. And you are blowing up. You're blowing up. So what's happened, I want these people to blow up. I want them to use all their energy, all their might, all their effort in a waste of time. You're doing this 75 days into a Trump presidency? 75 days? What is this for? You think maybe the midterms? Is that what you're, is that? I don't know if they planned this one, but anyway. Who are those people? Actors, but Democrats. Not one of those people, not one, is somebody who was they poached from the Republican side or whatever. None of them. None of them is going to hurt President Trump. None of them. So the hands-off protests, this is AstroTurf rage. You know what it is? AstroTurf, synthetic, not the grassroots AstroTurf.
Hang on. Do you mind if I do a little deep dive?
Hell yeah, I don't mind. I love it. I love deep dives. You know me, dude.
I just want to see some videos on this. This is stupid.
It's billed as the hands-off protest, a multi-city expression of popular dissent in places ranging from Boston to New York. The nation's capital, Washington, D.C., which witnessed the largest protest since Donald Trump began his second term as president. It's a very different demographic from those seen in previous protests. It's not only the young and the angry, it is the middle-aged, the elderly. Washington, D.C. has been the center of the federal government, and tens of thousands of workers have been laid off under the Trump administration. But it's also a sample of Americans who have been dismayed by what they view as the cruel and unfeeling policies of the president and the man he selected to lead what is called the Department of Government Efficiency, Elon Musk.
I think
No, it sucks. So I know it. It's one of the worst genocides in the history of Mother Earth, right? Much to be a Pete Buttigieg. Pete Hegseth is the worst Department of Defense secretary we've ever seen.
Damn, I didn't hear anything about any of that.
See? So it's a good, it's, you know, it's another portal into news. He's his own, you know, he's definitely his own like stream of thought.
Fake choreographed.
I mean,
This is AstroTurf rage for the terminally deranged. Now, this is what this thing is, and this is. I must tell you something. I must read this to you. This is. I got to read you this one thing I posted on that. By the way, you must follow me on X at Lionel Media, Lionel Media, Lionel Media, Lionel Media, Lionel Media, Lionel Media. This is a good one. Everyone, take a good look at the hands-off passion play of professional protest. What do you see? A sea of graying ponytails and flannel regret. Old NPR diehards clinging to relevance. Cat ladies in Birkenstocks with socks. Because nothing screams rebellion like orthopedic footwear. You've got the usual suspect, aging hippies who still think Woodstock was a foreign policy victory, and retirees who mistaken a protest march for a walking club. Tie-dyed shirts, knotted scarves, and enough patchouli to violate EPA. And where are the young radicals who they love to pretend they speak for? Nowhere to be found. Gen Z must have hit snooze. This isn't a movement. It's a boomer reunion tour, minus the music. Look at who these people are. Look at who these people are. Look. Huh? Yeah, the Ben & Jerry's got right. This is how told me one time. One time we were at a mall. And she's And I've always enjoyed this. Short Hills Mall is one of the best places to sit and because you got the best chairs. Just sit and watch. Don't say anything. Just observe. Look at the people. Look who's there. All these people. They had the Chanel store. They had the Cartier store. And they're lined up to go in. None of these people are going to be buying anything. But the one thing Mrs. O said, she says, "What do you not see?" I looked at her and I said, "I don't know." She said, "What do you not see?" I said, "I don't know." She said, "Shopping bags. Nobody's buying anything."
Did you just delete your comment?
Yeah, because I realized I'm the one that mistitled my the YouTube streams. That was my bad.
Oh, you thought I changed something?
Well, because when I posted it on America's Talk Show, it didn't match the handle, and then I was like, oh, should I add the like see how it is on my caption right now, ZZLE versus just RD? Okay. Anyways, this is way too nerdy. So
Is this on America's Talk Show or this is on your channel?
This is on my channel.
But you're looking at America's Talk Show?
I'm going to push it out on America's Talk Show. That makes sense, right? Any one of us that goes live, we should always be promoting it on America's Talk Show, right?
I didn't know you could push it out on I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, like you can just log in. I mean, what do you mean? We have America Talk Show on the X account, right? So just I'm just sharing to that account. You can add it on your X. You can have multiple accounts.
Oh, I see. On the X.
Yes.
Yes. I'm now all crawled up.
Yeah. Anyways, my bad, dude. I'm sorry. I interrupted the whole thing.
Recreate. So you've got to look. Who are the people? Where are the young folks? Our good friend Ryan says, I've never understood the left's predilection to demonstrate. Does it really get them anywhere or just a way to make themselves feel better? That's it. Thank you. It's an excellent question. What is it? What is more important? Is it the demonstration? No, it's the message. Why were Trump rallies so important? It was the message. They didn't go there just to show up. They went through interminable, horrible conditions, sometimes with no, waiting and, the 24 hours. Whatever. It was not a lot of fun, but it was the message. My friend I was telling you about who is no longer with us said, if you want to get young people, have pizza. Suzanne says, why isn't Soros being hunted down and thrown in Gitmo? I don't get it. Gitmo for what? What has he done? That's the thing. In fact, I appreciate that. But what has he done? What has he really done? This is the most important thing. I'll prosecute people, but this is America. If you haven't done anything, no. Let me tell you something. George Soros is a myth. I would not be surprised. By the way, that's my code word. Whenever I say to you, some of you folks will say, the CIA did it. It's like, how do you know that? Well, I say, I wouldn't be surprised if the CIA did. That's my way of saying it. So I wouldn't be surprised if George Soros didn't have a penny. The USAID fund that Elon destroyed, or the fund that fueled USAID, that's still there. But the money is still in the pipeline. All of this money, for him to say, I'm going to just throw this money away because I'm a billionaire, he's not anywhere near Elon, which is my next point. He's not anywhere near Elon in money. Nowhere near this. But it's not Soros. The first thing was say, Mr. President, is say, it's not Soros. It's not Soros. Do you ever see the way the mob talks? They always used to laugh at the Jersey Club. De Cavalcante. That's not the mob. That's not the mob. Why not? 5 families. The New Jersey. And then New Jersey. Philly. The Philly mob. That's a joke. That's a joke. And then they say, the New England guy, patriarch. What? What's that? And so there's all these. The worst insult is, that's not a knife. Soros isn't involved in it. Tell people. In fact, President Trump said, George Soros, for the first time in his life, is telling you the truth. He says, I'm not involved in this. He's not involved in it. George Soros has that weird, freaky son of his, that squishy little twitty guy who's going to get married to Huma Abedin, who I thought for sure was going to marry Hillary Clinton. If I had to bet anything, I could see this. Time out. I could see this. Hillary Clinton. Think about this. Here's my Hallmark or my made-for-TV movie. Hillary, a dowager, some woman who's been destroyed by men her whole life, cuckolded sort of by Bill and his interests, and shut out of politics alone. Remember she was walking around in those oven mitt? Remember those things like oven mitt, like those macrame moo-moos, and it was weird. She was walking around.
No, I don't remember that,
very
Lionel.
Very, very strange. Just running around and anyway, hates men. Men always hurt her. She had one boyfriend, Bill Clinton. Look what he did. She just wants, maybe she's got a daughter. She wants affection. Who does she meet? Whom does she meet? Huma. Again, a woman who was torched and betrayed by some freak, some pervert, some lizard-like reptilian slime ball guy. This Anthony Weiner. Twice. Abused twice with a kid, and they taking pictures of this. Oh my God. So these two people would meet, both seeking what? What? Affection, but also relationship, intimacy. And she was the one who even told people are so, everything of their life is manufactured and phony. Okay, so back to this. But George Soros cannot necessarily break any laws. And I would venture to, and let me go back to what I'm saying. If President Trump said Soros isn't in charge of anything, it would drive Soros crazy. So these protests that supposedly swept across urban America, this is what you're being sold. This has got to be the message. It will drive them crazy. but they're not going to do this because you're going to have that weird constant. I'm sorry, this sort of a. I know they're trying to put it this way: Newsmax and Fox, they're trying to deal with their constituency, and I understand it, but they're not trying to disseminate the truth. They're not trying to be like an Alex Jones, which they should. This wasn't organic. These weren't, spontaneous uprisings. It's not by any stretch of the imagination. Look, where were the young folks? Where were the black folks? Where were the LGBTQIA? Where were the Amish? Where were the Bronx barbershop crowd? This was sterile, astroturf, kind of like performance tantrums, or just dressed up as activism. I've got this. We have a friend, but this poor woman, she really cannot be getting around, and she said, "I'm going to be there."
How do you get one of these jobs? Shit, I could have been making money this Saturday. What do I have to apply to get George Soros's money?
Well, you just got to sell your soul to Satan. That's how it starts. I mean, I was there. Okay, I'm retweeting.
I would have thought you would have done that like an hour ago, man.
No, that's what. Okay, dude, I'm so lame. I spelled my own handle wrong. See, I still have it wrong in the thing. Let me fix it. Let me update it so you see what I'm talking about. See how I have the vowels in there and the extra Z. Now I'm shortened it, right? Because I think you want to economize. The minimum. Boom, right? See it now?
I do.
So when I shared it before, it was RDIZZLE, and I was like, "Oh, Raleigh, man, he spelled." And I go, "Well, maybe Raleigh has a point. I should spell it that way." And then I was like, "Wait, that was me." Crazy, dude. We are so like, oh, we're like just bumbling our heads along.
I'm about to have to go to bed.
Yeah, I forgot, dude. You're 2 hours over there. Well, that's fine, man. I can finish up with my parents. Probably help them out. Finish the dinner. I was gonna tell you
this Lionel Nation.
Sweet. So I can tell them I got a new subscriber. Did you like and subscribe, dude?
I can't subscribe with this channel for some reason.
Well, no, you want to do it with your,
Tonight might be today, rather might be the most big up.
There you go, Lionel. Boom. Oh, okay. But the funny part is, dude, you think Mark Halperin goes after his fan Lionel? He'll misunderstand a super chat, and then he'll be like, "I don't know what you're saying," and he's like, "Why aren't you get specific?" And then he'll, and I'm like, "Dude, these people are giving you money. Like, just let it go, right?"
This is what Lionel Nation does?
Oh, he will, like, if you watch him over time, there's just some days where he'll just go off on people, just goes. It's like a cranky old man, right? The whole thing. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to keep watching him.
Sweet, dude. Well, I'm glad. Okay, we're gonna get him on.
I'm gonna start something like this on my channel.
Okay, how many subscribers does he have? So I want to see what weight you think he is, like if he'll ever come on our show.
Hang on, I can tell you how much money he makes. No, that's what was so great about vidIQ. He has almost 300,000 subscribers. But
is that what? A middleweight, heavyweight? What would you put that at YouTube?
Middleweight.
This is so funny, dude. I love this. Oh my God, dude. We are about to churn the ocean, my friend. Do you know we're churning the ocean, Raleigh? Are you aware of that reference?
Churning the ocean? I have not heard it.
Oh, you're about to, my friend. My good friend over there in Austin, the 512.
Oh. Just put him here.
There it is. It came up. Did you select it? Yeah, the arrow. Bam.
Monthly earnings between 3,000 and 8,000. And he has almost 10.5% engagement. That's really good. He does 15 upload videos per week.
Dude, he's daily. He's twice a day, 7 days a week. You got to hand it to him, man.
Whoa. Yeah, see, his subscribers is just a B.
So if he came, so what does that mean?
That means a midweight. A midweight.
So if he came on our show,
He's not coming on our show. No midweights are coming on our show.
that would be a good omen.
We got
right?
welterweight. Welterweight.
If he came on our show, you'd be impressed.
I think I would have a stroke.
All right, you've issued the challenge.
Have you? How do you communicate with him? You have his number or something?
No, he's never directly engaged me.
Have you ever super chatted him?
Never. No, I don't have the
Well,
funds. for that.
once you start rolling in the super chats, you
No,
don't.
no, I can't do that. I can't do that. Just like I can't pay
No,
for
I don't either. I don't ever super chat it. Well, I shouldn't say this out loud, but I can't afford to get into the super chat game. I wish I could because there was
Yeah,
a
let the
lot-
others look, we're carrying the torch, dude. We're carrying the torch. Let the others shower.
Yes, exactly. There we go. Yeah, if I could afford to super chat, I wouldn't be doing this.
Okay, and to any listeners out there, don't hesitate to go to a 12-step meeting. And when they pass the basket, and if they say for you to put in $1, say, I'm a friend of our Dizzles, and he said, don't worry about it.
But what I'm saying is about this is that once you get into that game, you only read out the super chats. You don't read out anybody else because they're not paying.
That's fair. I understand that.
So if you want him to respond to you, you gotta of course he's not gonna respond to you if you don't super chat.
No. Okay, but I've done a lot of YouTube comments and I've done Twitter engagements. Like I've shared his stuff, I've clipped his stuff, I've tagged him. I mean, it's gonna come. Everyone's gonna. I think indirectly you feel because don't you ever feel like you're shaping someone's content? Like you see them getting insight from your comment. You ever felt that?
Yeah.
So. But okay. I didn't give you the full picture. The full picture is he's like a Marxist. So there's a blind spot there.
Oh, he's leftist?
Well, I mean, he would say he's rejecting the woke left and all that stuff, but you know me with the classical left. Once he knows Carl Menger and the B2B cooperative, my driver's mutual. You got to admit that's a pretty bold idea, right? Independent drivers cooperative.
I don't even know what any of that means, man. Wait.
Remember we talked about the mutual insurance in Texas, 1,000 drivers, $1,000
Oh
each.
yeah, yes, I remember.
I mean, Raleigh. Okay. What I'm gonna type up the intro for tomorrow, the suggested intro. But as we make hosting easier, what we're doing. Imagine that we're gonna make like anyone from Two Way is gonna be able to host a meeting.
Yeah, if we can figure out how they can stream it to YouTube.
Well, we're now now that we know how to do it, I'm going to be optimizing very easily, right? We can have a spreadsheet with all the day-to-day links or whatever, and we just have to update it. We'll figure all that out. That's going to come all in God's time.
Okay.
What happened there? Oh, you're going to sleep. I was like, what happened? Oh yeah, you got to go to bed.
Yeah, I mean, we'll continue to figure stuff out. I have no doubt about that. And it would be great if anybody could host.
Well, earlier I was thinking of, less and then more. And then I guess so eventually you're right. You're right. It's easier said than done. It's like, I sometimes get ahead of myself.
I think right now we just need to stay the course, keep posting these morning meetings to the America's Talk Show. And, because that's five videos a week. And
right.
I think we should just stick with that for the moment. And then, just, I don't know, refactor next weekend.
Totally agree.
Because otherwise we're going to get burned out with this. I mean, I feel like I've been streaming straight since like 2 weeks ago.
I know. And for like years, we were like, screw that. Never going to bother with that crap.
Yeah. So I need like a little break and I need a reset. And, we need to see where things go with this channel. And then, yeah, we can get back like next weekend. We can round back to this.
Totally.
Plus, I've got shit I need to do. Well, yeah. I don't want to do it, but I need
Well,
to.
okay, look at this. I was gonna just share this with you real quick. So my I got a one of those gas stove like camping stoves, right? So that on the kitchen table we could do the Korean barbecue, but in my case, in our parents' case, the Indian tortillas,
Yeah.
right? And so now it's been sitting in a box, okay? Because with me, it's like there's so many things to improve, but it's like it's one more thing, right? You kind of lose the motivation. But now I'm like, shit, if I had that arranged right now, like that would be one less pressure in terms of dinner time because all of a sudden I'm motivated to stream and any chore takes me away from streaming. So now I'm like, oh, I got to optimize that. I got to get that stove set up. Then they can start making their own tortillas, you know, rotis, as it's known as the South Asian. The Desis call it a roti. So my lesson for you is right. Start using this as a motivator to go. Okay, what am I gonna? I'm gonna do my laundry this day. I'm gonna get this done, that done. Sprinting, right? You're gonna sprint 10 seconds with Polly Pocket.
We're gonna go to Zilker.
Sweet,
Hopefully it'll
dude.
be warm tomorrow. Oh, she just jumped her head up when she heard that.
Awesome. Love me some Polly Pocket. We need to get her a face cam, dude. You should fundraise for that. Hey, have you? What do you think? You should activate your tips on the gaming forum on Twitter with Venmo.
I thought tips were already activated automatically. How do
Is
you
it?
activate tips?
Let me look at your page. Maybe you already activated them. I'm gonna check.
Have we activated them on the American talk show?
Oh, dude, I haven't gone that far because, I just didn't go that far. I don't see that your tips are enabled. You have to do it from the app on your iPhone, the X app. You can't do it from the website. It's somewhere, I think, in your
App. Is my X account enabled? Oh, I see. I thought you meant YouTube.
No, we're not there yet. I know. Sorry, if I wasn't clear. I mean on your because just dude, I'm just talking out my butt. But it's just I was like, oh, now that we're in this space, right? I mean, you should have your tips enabled, right?
Right.
So that's on the X account with Venmo through Venmo. Simple enough. I don't know, dude. I have it on my Varshney tech. I don't know. It feels weird. Part of it feels weird, to be honest, but I'm sure it won't feel weird once they come in, right? It will be like, yeehaw.
All right. Okay, I gotta go to bed.
All right, Raleigh. Catch you in the morning then.